Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you a small extension which I wrote for VS Code. This extension uses Ollama and it can do code completion and it can write functions to help you coding. This is still a basic extension, so maybe you will be able to find other extensions which do maybe better job than this. However, what I tried to do in this extension is to make the installation as easy as possible. And I was thinking maybe in the future that I will try to make all the things which I will show in these videos available through these extensions or as much as possible, because that could be very much time consuming. So for example, when we will talk about image generation, so I was thinking that maybe we can add also this functionality to the extension. So if you are working on VS Code and you want to create a background image or a small icon, then you can do that directly through the extension. You don't need to open a new tool. Okay, without further ado, let me show you the extension. So the extension is already available on VS Code Store. Here on the left side, these are the installed extensions. So I don't have my extension here. So the extension called Starlight Llama, it's not installed. So we can go to extensions and just write Starlight Llama and you will get it. This is this extension. I have not yet edited the markdown file for this. That's why you don't see any help about it. I think I only put the link to this video, so it should be somewhere. Yeah, here you can see. So it will open the marketplace and then you can see here the link to the YouTube channel and a link to the GitHub repository. Maybe in the future I will add depending on how useful I think that this is or how many people are downloading this extension. Or of course, if anyone requested this. So you can now click install and you get this extension installed. I will not do that because I have the extension now opened here in VS Code, as you can see, and I can run it. So when I run it, I go to debug, for example, here, and there's a configuration here to run. I just click on it and it will open a VS Code. Here it is. In this VS Code, the extension is already installed and I can test it and I can even debug it, but we will not go through that now here. So when this extension is installed, you will get this llama icon here, and when you click on it, it will show you this information here. First thing you can do here is installing and testing Ollama. So first, maybe you can test Ollama. If you have Ollama running locally, you will get a message here, Ollama is running, as you can see at the bottom. If you don't have Ollama installed, then you can click, it will show you this message. Are you sure you want to download? I can see that I made a typo here. Sorry for that. If you click yes, then it will start here processing. As you can see, it's downloading Ollama. And I think when it finished download, it will run the installer automatically. Unfortunately, this will work only on Windows because I just made the code to download the exe and run it on Windows. So on Linux, there is another way to do it using some commands. If somebody thinks that could be useful, please write me in the comment and then I can add that. So while waiting for Ollama to finish installation, we can go to the next sections. We can see the next sections we have here, as you can see, two other commands. One of these commands is search Ollama models and pull them. I mean, the text here is self-explanatory. So when we click on it, it opens this editor window. And this editor window actually should be very similar to the Ollama page. Let me open this page. So I go to ollama.com and then go to models. And you can see here, so this is the link ollama.com and search. And here you can see we have DeepSeek R1, Llama 3.3, 5.4, and so on. And those models are here. So instead of going to the Ollama site and searching the models there, you can do this here actually. So if you want, for example, only DeepSeek, so you have here a search bar and you can write DeepSeek, click enter. And as you can see here, all the DeepSeek models are sorted. Yeah. And when you decide which model you want to download, you can just click here on the number of parameters. So for example, here for DeepSeek R1, we have 1.5 billion parameters, 7, 8, and so on. Yeah, just for the try, let me download a small one. So that would be the 1.5 billion. So let me click on it. And as you can see here, it started downloading and it showed it finished. So I assume I already downloaded this one. That's why it went very quickly. So let me go for a bigger one. So maybe 8 billions. And you can see this may take few minutes. And unfortunately here I was not able to make a real progress bar because I was not able to get how big the model is. So that's why the progress bar which you see here is just showing you that there is some progress happening, but not the full percentage. Okay, so I will fast forward when these two tasks here are finished. So downloading the Ollama and pulling the DeepSeek. Now downloading Ollama has been done. You can see that it opened it automatically, the installer, and yeah, you can install. I will not do that since I already installed the Ollama. So after you have Ollama installed and after you have pulled the model which you want, you can go ahead and start using the extension. Yeah. So let me now click on DeepSeek 1.5 because that's what I want to use. And when you click it here, that's the one which will be set to be used. We will see that in the settings. As you can see here, there is a settings section. I'm planning to put here the settings of this extension. However, it's still empty for now. To see the current used settings, we have to go to the settings. So you can open that from here and then click settings. And let's search for Starlight Llama. So you can see here in the extensions, we have the Starlight Llama settings and we have like 3 of them. So the first one is the autocomplete. So this is a checkbox. You can either start the autocomplete or not. And this also can be actually changed from here, as you can see from this button. If you click on this button, so you will be also starting the autocomplete. Okay. So I clicked it now. You can see it's checked here. You can click on the button again and it will uncheck this box. So both will work for now. Then there is the model which we will use in the Ollama. And since we clicked on the DeepSeek 1.5, that's the one which is shown here. So if you want to use other models, so let me check first which models I have here. So I have, for example, the Code Llama with 7 billion parameters. So if I clicked here now and went back to the settings, you will see that it changed now to Code Llama. The settings can also be changed from this search page here, which we opened using this button, search Ollama models and pull them. And the last setting here, which cannot be changed somewhere else, is the Ollama URL. So the Ollama is running locally on my computer, so that's why the URL is localhost, and then this is the default port of the Ollama. Let me close the settings and let's see how now we can use this plugin. So I already prepared in this test. So don't forget that this is here a test environment that VS Code start for us to test our extension. For you, if you want to try this extension, you can either download the code and test it like I'm doing now, or you can just install it as I showed from extension here and then install. Yeah. So in this test project that I prepared, you can see different kinds of languages, and I was like testing writing an add function which add 2 integers. So for example, here on test.java, you write a comment, generate a function to add 2 integers. And let me delete this function here. The cursor should be in this line on the comment line. And then you need to click the command for generating the function. And for that, we can use the command palette in VS Code. So I will press Ctrl Shift and P because I'm on Windows, and then search for llama generate. You can see here the command llama generate. I already added a shortcut for that using Alt G. You can of course put another key binding here by clicking on this settings button here. So let me now run it from here. I will just click on it, and after a few seconds you can see the generated code here. So we have the comments here, and then we have a public static integer function which to add integers, and it takes 2 inputs and return the addition. Same can be tested in other languages, for example in C++. So you can see here we have a comment saying sort an array using bubble sort, and now I will press Alt G and give it a few seconds. You can see here the function bubble sort is generated. It will take an array of integer and the length of this array, using while and then for, so two nested loops, and then it looking if the element at index I is larger than I plus 1, then it swap them and it puts swap to true. And as you can see here, if you have an iteration here where nothing has been swapped, that means the array has been sorted, then this outer loop here will be broken. So I would say the implementation looks correct. However, yeah, we have this extra stuff here, which is cleaning the function. Although I put in the prompt that don't add such a thing, but sometimes they get and you have to delete them. But you can see the function has been written. And so on. You can test for other languages. For now, I want to test the auto generate. So let's go back to the Starlight Llama and let's click on Start Autocomplete. This feature will be a little bit slow, but let's try it anyway. So let's try it on the C# section, for example. Here we have the bubble sort. Let me delete that because the current prompt will take the whole text here, and it can also get mistaken to what you want to do if you have like a wrong comment also. So let me delete this comment and let me try now to define two integers and add them. So you can see now the autocomplete is working, and now it's already suggesting something, suggesting us to have a class with a public static main. Why not? I mean, let's do that. So I'll press tab. So I accepted the code, and you can see there is unfortunately also here a little bit of code which I have to work a little bit better on removing it. I mean, that's also happen when we switch from model to model. So if I remove this code, you can see we're using system, and then yeah, C# is an object-oriented language. So usually you need to have a class. I think in the newer versions now, you can directly write code, but that will be wrapped behind. I mean, when you press compile, that will be anyway put in a main class and in a main static function in that class. Yeah. So this is just doing hello world in C#. Let me delete this and let's define an integer a. I want to see if we can, yeah, there are like some small mistakes. So we have like this a here. Let's take this now here, a equal 10, and then let's define b. Yeah, I don't want it to be equal a, maybe equal, yeah, 20 is not bad. That's what I actually wanted to see. Yeah, so now it's suggesting to have a C, which is, for example, adding a plus b. So try to predict what you want to do. Maybe it will fail a lot. That's why I have actually the stop here, because sometimes I found this feature not to be that helpful, and sometimes also you have to wait like a second or two till you get the auto completion. As I said, simply because the hardware that I have is not the best. So if you like this, you just press tab, and let's see if it can print this for us. So if I started with console, so now look at the completion. So console.writeLine, and it will write for us the sum of a and b is at C. So this will print the result as we want. So this could be helpful. So this is how we use the autocomplete. Yeah, as you can see, I added many languages here. I'm not going to through all of them, but maybe we can go to Python. And let's see also here the bubble sort. So I press Alt G, and you can see that the bubble sort function has been added. It's implemented using two double for loops, and then here you have the swapping. I would say this is also looks like a correct implementation. And also in JavaScript, we can try this. So let me press Alt G, and here I think similar to the C++. Yeah, I think in the C++ used the same, so a while loop and then for loop, and then the swap variable here, and the loop will break if we like have one full inner loop with no element changed. So this also looks like a correct implementation. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to show in this video. I hope you liked it. In the next video, I'm going to go a little bit through these files here and explaining what I did inside the extension. So if that's something which look interesting to you, then make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. Thank you for watching and see you. Bye.